بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن نبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بالجميع. Welcome, my brothers in Islam, to lesson 114 of Arabiyyah to Bayna Yadayk, book 1, part 1 of the new version. وقفنا عند الصفحة 58. We stopped at the 58th page. في أسفل الصفحة, at the bottom of the page. وتحديدا and exactly أو بالضبط exactly عند الجملة قبل الأخيرة, at the sentence before the final or last one. تفضل ادخل. And I've mentioned, my brothers in Islam, that the masdar دخل is entering, but دخل is also an income, and دخل شهري is a monthly income. As for دخل أسبوعي, that is a weekly income. دخل يومي is a daily income, and مدخول likewise is also has also the same meaning. As for salary, we will get that inshallah. Salary is راتب, را ألف تا با. الحمد لله. والجمع رواتب, ممنوع من الصرف, salaries. كلمة باب, نذهب إلى كلمة باب. إذن نعم، تفضل ادخل. هذا باب الشقة, هذه شقة جميلة. إذن هذا باب الشقة. باب أيها الإخوة, I know that some people might think that I lost the track because they don't see the word babun in their version of the book, and I will explain that later on inshallah. كلمة باب, the word bab, له معنيان. It has two meanings, or mainly two meanings. You can say it has three meanings. باب is door, وباب is also gate, and باب is also a subtopic in the books of hadith. Okay, so in Sahih al-Bukhari you have Kitab al-Taharati, the book of Tahara. Okay, and then you have, for example, Tahara's purification. So under that you have, under the Kitab al-Taharati, the book of purification, you have, of course, the Babul Wudu'i, yani the subtitle, Babun, Babul Wudu'i, and you have multiple abwab. Okay, just one moment, please. So مثلا, for example, my brothers in Islam, نعم, نعم. So actually in Sahih al-Bukhari it's Kitab al-Wudu'i, because wudu is such a huge important topic in Islam. So it's Kitab al-Wudu'i, so it's the book of al-Wudu. And under the inside the Kitab al-Wudu, for example, Babun عفوا باب الوضوء باب اسم مضاف here باب الوضوء من النوم. There's a subtitle meaning subtitle for wudu from sleeping. باب الوضوء من غير حدث. The subtitle باب is a subtitle of making wudu without actually losing the wudu. باب من الكبائر أن لا يستتر من بوله. باب is all under the umbrella of كتاب الوضوء. So باب from the major sins is not to refrain from the urine. Some people when they urinate they don't wash, they don't use the paper no, you know what I mean. So they just subhanallah, sometimes when I'm visiting some of the Arabic countries, I see this place where they urinate, this, you know, that they've taken from the west. It's just they're just standing, subhanallah, and urinate, and they just leave. Subhanallah. So scary, because the Prophet ﷺ, like in Sahih al-Bukhari, the hadiths in front of me, he came across two graves. It's in Sahih al-Bukhari 216, and he said that they too yu'addabani, they're punished. Okay. And then he said, كان أحدهما, one of these two people that are in the graves punished, كان لا يستتر من بوله, he didn't used to refrain or stay away from his urine. His urine used to touch his thigh. He didn't used to wipe off the urine. He just, you know, you can say maybe, you know, like some of the people, they just urinate and they just put their pants up and they just walk away. Subhanallah. Anyway, you know what babun means. So babun, my brothers and sisters, not only door. It's another meaning, and that is gate. واضح? Clear? وما هو جمع باب? What is the plural of the word باب? الجمع أبواب. What means doors, gates. Okay. قال الله تعالى, Allah the Exalted said, ادخلوا, enter you lot, أبواب جهنم خالدين فيها. The plural form is used here. ادخلوا is also plural form. ادخل is command for the single form, masculine. ادخلي, single form feminine. ادخلا with alif stick, alif mamduda, you two enter. As for ادخلنا is you lot feminine. As for ادخلوا, you lot masculine, or you lot, or a mix of masculine and feminine, plural. ادخلوا أبواب جهنم خالدين فيها فبئس مثوى المتكبرين. سورة غافر 76. Okay, so how is أبواب here translated? Now, enter the gates of hell to abide therein. And indeed, what an evil abode of the arrogant. So the hellfire has gates, and gates are abwabun. طيب, وقد ورد المفرد, and قد is indeed, because it's with a past tense verb. ورد, mentioned, past tense mentioned. As for قد with the present, it means maybe or perhaps. And indeed, al-mufradu, what is the single form, wal-jam'u, and the plural form, are mentioned fil Qur'an al-Karimi, in the noble Quran, fi ayatin wahidatin. Who knows this ayah, where the single form babun and the plural form abwabun are both mentioned in one ayah? They're not separate in different surahs. They're in one single ayah. You have the single and the plural form. Who of you, Ya Huffaz al-Qur'ani, or memorizers of the Quran who are maybe listening, who of you knows this ayah, where the single and the plural form are mentioned in one ayah? Who knows this ayah in Surah Yusuf? قال يا بني لا تدخلوا من باب واحد وادخلوا من أبواب متفرقة وما أغني عنكم من الله من شيء إن الحكم إلا لله عليه توكلت وعليه فليتوكل المتوكلون. And he, who said this? Yaqub. And he said, O my sons, do not enter by one gate. As you know, the villages in the past, even the cities, they have the old wall, and they have gates, okay? And you still have them in many of the Arabic and non-Arabic Muslim countries. I was just seeing a video about Pakistan, about Lahore, the old city of Lahore. You have these gates. The old city has gates. And also in the east of Morocco, you have these big walls. You can call them castles, and that's where you have these gates. And in a city, Morocco is very known for this, and this is the city of Risani, RISSAN of November I. Risani. This is the city in the southeast of Morocco. The city itself is not very special, but it's surrounded by about 360 castles. These old mud castles where you have maybe 50 families living there in each of those castles. Some have more people. Some castles are abandoned because they're too old and the wall has fallen. They're from mud. And their roofs are from palm tree, you know. So subhanallah, this is really, if somebody wants to see the real Morocco, he should go to Risani, meaning the castle surrounding Risani. Is one of the best places I've seen in whole Morocco, for those of you who want to visit Morocco. Why is it so great there? Because the dress code there, the standard female dress code, is all black, face covering, no jokes. Like one of the brothers who used to live in Yemen, he likes to go there because he says that it reminds him of Yemen. You will be amazed. It's just like walking somewhere in Saudi Arabia. The fitna's very less. Some places maybe 0% fitna. So that's the real Morocco. Risani is the real Morocco, my brothers in Islam. It's very far. It's at the Algerian border, almost. And you have to go through mountains to reach there. But when you're there, akhi, it's worth it. It's no jokes. It's all black and face covering. And they live in these, these castles, 50, 60 people in one castle. And it's just like one big family. It's very hot there, 45, 50 degrees, 42. So I don't advise to go there in the summer. They have a lot of tamar, dates there. And my advice, if you want to see the real Morocco, then that is the place, my brothers in Islam. That, and likewise the Atlas Mountains. Now, anyway, we went off track, like they call it, and now we're going back. So now you understand that why I mentioned it. It all became, it was all because of the gate. Why gate? And I just remembered that in the past, when you enter a city, you go through the gate. and the gate, you know, they get locked in the evening. It's not like, you know, you know, it's like it's very social. People were like one big family, you know. Now the youth, they leave the house at 1 o'clock in the night, go to city center to lose their time and maybe lose their iman. So in the past they used to have this gate, and it just closed in the night, you know. And even an outsider, if he is not known, he will not enter the we call it in Arabic qasrun, qaf sad ra. Qasrun is a castle, and it means palace as well. But this is if you go to Risani, this name is qasrun. Al jam'u qusurun. These castles, you cannot just enter, you know. But at the same time, they're very nice to outsiders, you know, very, you know, humble, very good to them. Anyway, so Yaqub alayhi salam, he told his sons, do not enter by one gate, but enter by different gates. And I cannot avail you against Allah at all. Verily, the decision rests only with Allah. In Him I put my trust. And let all those that trust put their trust in Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طيب, تنبيه. ما معنى تنبيه؟ تنبيه is a remark. تنبيه. في إصدار 2015 in the release, mean the print or release of 2015, okay, of العربية بين يديك, من الطبعة الجديدة, of the new print. I'm not talking about the old 3 books. لا توجد جملة, the sentence, هذا باب الشقة لا توجد, it's not available, it's not present. Okay, so in the print that I have here, in this one, you don't find this sentence. هذا باب الشقة. وإنما توجد جملة هذه هي الشقة. وإنما, but indeed, this sentence, هذه هي الشقة, that is the sentence that you find there. Okay, you don't find the sentence هذا باب الشقة. Where do you find it? In this release 2014. Here in this one you find the babun sentence. So there's a small difference between the 2 prints. نعم. هذه شقة جميلة. هذه شقة جميلة. هذه آخر جملة من الحوار الثاني. This is the last sentence of the second حوار. هذه شقة جميلة. What means? This is a beautiful apartment or flat. جميلة is called in Arabic language نعت, نون عين تا مفتوحة, open تا, or you can call it صفة, صاد فا تا مربوطة. What is an adjective? And because شقة is feminine, the adjectives follows always the same gender. You cannot say شقة جميل. It's totally mistake. You say جميلة because the منعوت, that what has been described, that is شقة, is مؤنث, feminine. As when do we use a masculine form of جميلة, what is beautiful? For example, in a masculine word, هذا بيت جميل. بيت is masculine. If somebody says, why is بيت masculine? لماذا بيت مذكر وهو ينتهي بالتاء, and it finishes with the ta. أقول, I say, التاء هنا, the ta here, في بيت, in the word في بيت, تاء مفتوحة, is an open ta. وعلامة التأنيث, and the sign of femininity, تاء مربوطة, is the tight ta of جميلة. So the open ta is not a sign of femininity, so don't get confused. Yes, you will find words that ends on open ta and they are feminine. You find masculine words that end on open ta and they're masculine. Anyway, هذا بيت جميل, this is a beautiful house. How do you say this is a very beautiful apartment? Who of you knows this very? How do we add this very? هذه شقة جميلة جدا. جدا means very. Okay. And is جدا always with two fatha and alif? Yes, جدا is always with two fatha and alif. دائما, always. Okay. If you find it without two fatha and alif, then know that it doesn't mean very, because there's a word called jiddun. I'm jiddun with you. I'm serious. Jiddun is seriousness. Okay, or serious. Okay, and also al jiddu is also يعني الجد يؤدي إلى النجاح. جد leads to success. جد is لحظة من فضلك. Just كلمة جد نعم جد seriousness. نعم hard work. نعم جد means similar to اجتهاد, hard work, diligence. نعم. And the person, you call him also mujiddun, and the mujiddun, you're very hard working. Anyway, انتهينا والحمد لله من الحوار الثاني. We've finished الحمد لله with the second حوار. وأمامنا الآن الصفحة التالية. The next page is in front of us now. الصفحة التاسعة والخمسون, the 59th page. المفردات العرض انظر واستمع وأعد. طيب اغلقوا الكتب, close the books. اغلقوا الكتب, close the books. سأملي عليكم هذه الكلمات. I will نعم سأملي عليكم هذه الكلمات التسع. هذه الكلمات التسعة, these 9 words, I will dictate them upon you إن شاء الله. اكتبوا هذه الكلمات, write down these words بالشكل, with all these symbol signs, ضمة فتحة كسرة سكون شدة, ومع الترجمة and with the translation. طيب سأبدأ الآن إن شاء الله. start now إن شاء الله. دور واحد is دور. اثنان جميلة. ثلاثة غرف. أربعة تفضل. خمسة مشاهدة. ستة أريد. سبعة الدور الخامس. ثمانية يدخل. تسعة باب. إذن so افتحوا الكتب, open the books, وصححوا أنفسكم. نعم وصححوا الإملاء بأنفسكم, and correct the إملاء by yourselves. So after opening the book again, you can mark it yourself. The only thing that to get the full understanding of the point you have, is after I mentioned the translation, because translation is not in the book. Okay, دور is floor or level or story. جميلة, beautiful in the feminine form. غرف, rooms, is the plural of غرفة. تفضل is enter or go ahead or take for the masculine single form. Okay, تفضلي is when you speak to a woman. تفضلوا, you lot, male. تفضلنا, you lot, feminine. تفضلا, you two. مشاهدة is viewing or watching. أريد is I want. And like I said in the verbs, the I form is both for male and female. A man can say أريد and a woman can say أريد. الدور الخامس is the fifth floor. Okay, similar to which phrase? الطابق الخامس. Similar. يدخل is he enters. What kind of verb is this? فعل مضارع with a ضاد, a present tense verb. والماضي, what is the past tense? He entered. دخل خالد. خالد entered. So دخل, he entered. باب is door or gate, or you can say also a subtitle. بعد ذلك, after that, تدريب, an exercise, similar to which word? تمرين is also exercise. صل بين الكلمة والصورة المناسبة. Join or connect or link between the word and the suitable picture. نعم. طيب. ابدأوا الآن. Start now, you lot. Before I give you the answers, inshallah. ابدأوا الآن. طيب. أريد الصورة الثانية. الصورة الوسطى. The middle picture. الوسطى with ألف مقصورة. طاء stick. غرف أعلى اليمين. The top right. Rooms. دور floor. أسفل اليمين. Bottom right. تفضل. He's pointing with his hand. It seems like this is enter or go ahead and not take. في هذا السياق, in this context. تفضل الصورة الوسطى, middle picture. جميل, masculine for beautiful. أعلى اليمين, top right. ومشاهدة, what is viewing? مشاهدة is viewing. I made some notes. Let me just go through them, inshallah. جميلة. Okay, we've now finished the page. I'm just checking my notes. جميلة on the top of the page, the second picture at the مفردات, the vocabulary. جميلة is a صفة, it's an attribute. Okay, صفة can be adjective, but it also means just an attribute. صفة مؤنثة, it's a feminine attribute. ومذكرها, its masculine form is جميل, beautiful. وهو عكس, and it's the opposite of, how do you say ugly? It's not a nice word to say, especially if you are a believing person. You should not, what I actually mean, you should not make fun of people and say they're ugly and laugh at them. This is all bad. The Messenger said, Inna Allah la yanduru ila suwarikum. Allah doesn't look to your outside, okay, your appearance. ولكن, but ينظر إلى قلوبكم, but he looks to your hearts, وأعمالكم, and your deeds. Anyway, I just going to mention it. Ugly, عكس means opposite, and it's مضاف, because عكس or ضد, ضاد and dal with the shadda both mean opposite, and they are مضاف in a sentence. So بارد عكس حار, okay. كبير ضد صغير, okay. cold is opposite of hot, and big is opposite of small. So جميل, okay, is beautiful. وهو عكس, it's the opposite of قبيح. So the word قبيح is ugly. قبيح, and this is the feminine form, قبيحة. Now, هذا كلام قبيح. This is like an ugly speech. هذه السيارة قبيحة. This is ugly. This is an ugly car. Okay. هذه السيارة شكلها, its form, its shape. هذه السيارة شكلها قبيح. قبيح is masculine because it doesn't go back to سيارة, but شكل. What is a masculine word? What is shape or form? Okay. يدخل, like I've mentioned, is فعل مضارع. It's a present tense verb. مشاهدة, this is where